I'll fix it here, and I'm going to show you my minivan. The water tank on the top that's heated by the sun gives me a nice shower when I'm camping, and also why I never use it anymore. Alright, so let's gather some materials together and make this thing. I'll tell you later on in the video why I only use this for one trip. Here's the Shrader valves I was playing around with putting in. Here's the fill thing for putting water in. You guys need to know that there's different kinds of pipe. When I went into Lowe's and asked for 4-inch PVC pipe fittings, they gave me this real thin, flimsy stuff right here. And it's not like the other pipe at all. The one I get at the regular plumbing store is real thick and heavy duty. So you can see the difference between the two caps there. And definitely I recommend going with the real heavy duty PVC pipe from the plumbing store or wherever you can get it. So anyways, here's the end cap, and it's rounded, and I just started drilling a hole in it, a little bigger and a little bigger. So the idea was I just wanted to cram this in there, get it started, and force my way into making some threads. It didn't work too well, so I heated it up with a propane torch. That really softened things, and it did work much better. Just to let you know though, if you are putting a Shrader valve in and you use this method, mine probably leaks. I just never did pressurize it with air to find out. And if you were going to do this, I recommend that you also put something on the threads, a sealer of some sort, besides just screwing it in there. So anyways, like I say, I'm using gravity, and I don't really use the Shrader valve, but I put one in just in case I ever wanted to use that method. I don't know why you'd want to force your water out faster than it normally is. But hey, let's just put the things back on the van, check out how it's looking, where things are going. And yep, fill pipe's going to go out here in the middle. And time to cut it up, get it started. So I use this saw to cut things. And I hear about people using just hand saws and hacksaws and string saws and everything. I guess most everything works. It is not very hard to cut this pipe. And so we just kind of fit it together. And let's see, I measured out to get about 8 feet in length altogether, which should give me at least 5 gallons of water. So after we cut it and fit it in there without any glue, we'll just take a look at it on the minivan again, make sure it's looking the way it's supposed to. So I got my Shrader valve mounted, and that's going to go up to one end. And then the valve, or water spigot valve, that's going to go in the other end. So let's glue it up. Now, you see this purple stuff that's not purple? Yeah, if your purple primer is not purple like mine, it's probably too old. And yeah, I had to go find myself some newer purple primer that hasn't been sitting around for so long. Alright, so purple primer and then the glue, and you stick it together. I got a question for all you plumbers out there. After I put the primer on, the purple primer, am I supposed to wait for that to dry? Or can I just put the glue right on and stick it together like I've been doing? You guys that are plumbers, let me know. I'm just learning how to do this stuff myself. Anyway, it's like big Tinker Toys. All goes together so quick and easy and fun. Let me tell you about the valve that I put on the other end. Here it is. And there's a part number here if you need it. This valve works really good. This is a rain barrel valve for water to put in a rain barrel. You see the dome shape on this cap, and a lot of things aren't going to work, but this does work really nicely. It has a big rubber washer that comes with it. So I'm just marking the inside where the hole's going to be, and I don't really know how to drill a hole in this stuff. I started with a little tiny pilot hole to guide me, and I thought about using a hole saw like this, and I decided not to. It's for one thing, I don't even have the right size exactly that I'm looking for. I started drilling holes and test holes, and I found just what I needed. And I found the right tool right here, made for wood, and it seems to work really good for PVC pipe. So check this out. I mean, who would have thought a wood paddle bit would be the right thing, huh? But yeah, it does. It works really nice. So we'll just drill a hole, put on the water spigot. There's a big rubber washer, and I don't know, does that rubber washer go on the inside or the outside? I don't really think it makes any difference. I think that as long as that big rubber washer's in there, one side or the other, that it's not going to leak. And yeah, I haven't had any trouble at all. Yeah. Well, let's paint this thing black. I just used some flat black spray paint that I had laying around, and I think the one that I found in my stuff was a high heat black made for painting barbecues and things like that. But I really don't think it's going to make any difference. I think you could just use most any flat black paint that you have or that you can find. So let's fill it up with water. Let's test it out. Should, like I say, it's about 8 feet long, and it should hold a good 5 gallons. That's what I'm hoping anyway. So I let it sit in the sun for a few hours, and boy, did that get hot. Of course, now the results may not be the same for you. I'm here where it was 114 degrees today doing this. And at 114 degrees and sitting out in the sun there for about 4 hours, and it made it so hot that it would be too hot to take a shower, really. So I figure on a camping trip, you know, you travel and go to a camping spot and you just park after you set up camp in the evening and stuff. It'll cool down enough that you can take a nice, comfortable shower. So let's see, how much did we get? Well, yeah, it's filling up that bucket. It's a 5-gallon bucket. I'm going to have, looks like a full bucket of hot water. There, it's running out now. Alright, so the next step is to figure out a way to mount this thing on top of the van. So I got some pieces of wood up there to think with, and I'm just lining up what might work. I decided that I would lay the pipe in a cradle. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a cradle. Here's my cradle. I ended up using 3/4 inch plywood, and that seemed to work pretty well. 3/4 inch plywood with some long bolts, and I bolted it right onto my rack so that it really can't go anywhere. So let's try it out. Let's stick it on there. It's ready to strap down. I'm just going to use some ratchet straps. And this is where I fill it up right there. I got to open the back door and make sure it doesn't hit it. And so I just push it ahead enough so that the back door doesn't hit it, and then strap it down with my little Harbor Freight ratchet straps. Very bright orange, huh? I don't really care for that bright orange on the top of the van, but oh well, that's what I have right now, so that's what I'm going to use. Kind of anxious to get this filled up and give it a try. See how it goes. There we go. We got it all filled up. I tightened down this cap on the top, and if you're going to pressurize this with air, you will need to put something on the threads of that, because it probably won't seal the way I did. I just put it on. A lot of people are using the white tape for plumber's tape to go on the threads, and they just put a couple layers of that, I guess, in the threads of that big clean out thing. So if you, well, here's all our stuff ready to go camping to try this out, first time, and the only time, because I ended up taking this off after that. I'll tell you why pretty soon. And here we are at the campsite. So here's the problem. I figure, since we didn't even take a shower with it, I just did a bunch of dishes and cooking and messing around with it, testing it. And it's surprising how quickly you run out of water. And of course, you know, I'm not trying to be super frugal or anything, but still, I figure if I'm going to carry something big, I might as well be just a little bit bigger and have more water. So I've decided to go ahead and take this off when I get home and build one that will hold at least twice as much water. And anyway, this Shrader valve on the front here, as like I say, I'm not using it for water pressure, so it works just fine as a gravity. You take the stem take the stem out of it, or you just leave the fill pipe thing off, and it works fine with gravity. So now, enjoying my campsite, let's have a little time of enjoyment and think about the next project, because I'm going to make another video now, and I'm going to show you why I took, or how, you know, I built a bigger, better one of these for my next video. But I'll be going on another camping trip for a few weeks. It might be a month before I get the next video out for you. So here I am home again and draining this all so that I can take it off of the van and start my next project of a bigger, better one that will be, like I say, at least twice as big. It'll hold at least twice as much water, and I've already got it, I'm all planned out in my mind here, and so I'm going to get that started right away. And by the way, you can see how much water is coming out of there with just gravity. You really don't need pressure, I don't think. Anyway, this is Al Fix It, and I am bringing you another video after this one about a better one of these. I hope this is helpful to you though, and hope you'll subscribe and hit the like button. See ya later.